Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. Shake, rattle, and roll. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, your water, whatever you're drinking as you watch this, and let's sit down and have a little conversation today. I am in such a great mood. I don't know what happened. I just woke up in such a great mood today. I was talking to a friend last night on the phone for quite some time, and just got really motivated about all kinds of things, you know? And sometimes I need, you know, that little kick in the butt, so to speak, about things. But this video is going to be about getting motivated, making some changes, and things like that, especially sharing something that happened to me where I got to the point where I was like, I just can't go on anymore. And this just happened last week. So we're going to talk about that today, but I woke up this morning and it's cloudy outside, it's gloomy. It's typically a day that I would be kind of down. I don't know what happened, but I put on some music and I just was dancing around the bedroom while I was getting up this morning and getting ready, and then, you know, took the dogs out and I did my prayers, my meditations, and I just was like, I am in such a great mood today. And then I went and got my coffee and I came home and I took a shower, did my hair, got ready, and I'm like, I am ready for the day. I'm ready to make some videos. I'm ready to get inspired. I'm ready to go work out. Did you just say work out later? Okay, so let's talk about this. This is going to be about weight loss today. Now, if you have been on this channel for a while, what you know is that Peterisms, before being Peterisms, this is almost the year anniversary of this channel. I started this channel as Peterisms on December 1st of last year, but prior to that, it was called My So-Called Healthy Life. And it was a weight loss channel. And if you watched it, you know I failed miserably at it, right? So my weight has been something that I have struggled with pretty much, I would say, my entire life. When I was really young, I was kind of just like a string bean, you know. I could eat what I wanted to. And, you know, both my mother and my father weren't heavy people. My dad is not a heavy person. They both were active. They both ate pretty healthy. When I was growing up, like my mom let me snack a lot on, like we used to have, I've talked about this on my vlog at length. She would make me, like as an after school snack, she would make me graham crackers and frosting. So I guess it's not the healthiest thing in the entire world, but no, like she was always concerned about, you know, the food pyramid and if I was getting those things. And later in life, my mom would always say to me things about like, well, I saw this on Dr. Oz and this is healthy for you and you should be eating this kind of fruit and whatever. I specifically remember her talking about blueberries being really healthy for you. So anyway, so I have like never really been exactly where I wanted to be. And this is why, because I've always kind of done like a fad diet, or I have like worked out, but I become like obsessive about it, where I'm like working out like 6-8 times a week, which is, I mean, it's great, yes, but to the point where it's like you're not doing other things because you're just working out and you're just doing that. I've never really had it just be like a part of my life, if that makes sense. And there are periods in my life where if I walked by the street, you'd be like, damn, like I was in that good a shape, right? I used to run every day. I used to eat really healthy, and I've gone up and down my entire life. My weight has fluctuated. In fact, I was talking about this on my vlog the other night, that when I met my husband, I was, you know, it was like 180 or something like that. And now I am, well, last week when I weighed myself before I started my weight loss journey, which is what I'm doing, I weighed in at 234.6. And when I went through my FitnessPal, which is an app I use, I found on there that like I had fluctuated all the way up to like almost 258 pounds. And my lowest in the last 6.5 years has been 199.2 pounds. So I have really not been where I wanted to be weight-wise. And I think that that's an example of my life. I've gone up and down. And the majority of the last 6.5 years, 7 years since I've been married, I have been consistently between 235 and 245, which is extremely unhealthy for my height. I'm 5'10 and a half. So it's extremely unhealthy. And, you know, my doctors have always been concerned about that. So, you know, I don't know what happened to me recently, but like it's just something that kind of like is constantly like gnawing at me. And I think one of the things that happens is that, well, at least it happened for me, is that, you know, like I love fashion, I love clothes, but when I stopped being able to kind of fit into the clothes that I wanted to, I started just getting very concerned with comfort. And it was all just about comfort. And so at that point, I didn't really care what size the t-shirt was. And you have to remember, like when I'm on YouTube, you guys only see me from like here up, right? You don't see my gut. Now, if you watch my vlog, you get to see all that kind of stuff. But, you know, so it was really easy for me just to get focused on comfort. And then So as I would get larger and larger and larger, I would just buy bigger and bigger clothes. And after a while, I got to the size and I was like, what happened? Where all of my clothes are basically just, 2XL t-shirts and jeans and sweat shorts that are comfortable. That's totally, my, my closet right now. So it gets really, really sad. It gets frustrating, and it's like any store I go into, nothing fits. And then that combines with my feeling of being stuck, never being able to lose weight, and whatever. So this has kind of been gnawing at me, and I've been thinking to myself, like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? And I have to say this, okay? Sometimes the negative things that people put out there in the world, if you can feed through the negative pieces, can sometimes be like helpful to you, if that makes sense. And somebody on my vlog, I don't know, about a year ago, made a comment on about me because I was talking about my weight loss at that time, and they said my goal was to lose weight by Ultra Music Festival, which is at the end of March. And they said he'll be the same weight that he is when Ultra comes around because he doesn't understand his food addiction, which I understand my food addiction. I just don't do a lot about it, but I understand it. And I've been doing a lot more about it in the last 2 weeks. But they said, he doesn't understand his food addiction. He doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand that. And at the time, but it was like stated a little bit more cruel than that. At the time, I was kind of like, it's like those kind of comments that like, I don't know, they like, why kick somebody when they're down? Okay, flash forward. I wasn't the weight that I wanted to be during Ultra. In fact, I was the exact same weight almost I had been when I started my diet 6 months before, a year before, 5 years before, 2 years before, right? And I was like thinking about that the other day, and I was like, I will be damned if I do not, I'm a goal-oriented person. I'm about, you want to write a book, you write a book. You want to do this, you do this, right? And one of my major goals in my life, it's literally on my yearly goals every year, is to have my dream body. Not somebody else's dream body, but my dream body. To be able to fit into the clothes that I want to fit into, to feel comfortable, to feel good, to not feel awkward when I go out and think somebody's talking about me, oh, look how much weight he gained, or all that kind of stuff, right? So I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and I was thinking about that comment that I got on my video. And I was thinking to myself, I don't want that to be true of myself again this time that I go to Florida in March. I would like to be able to say to myself, you did it this time. You accomplished your goal and you're in shape. But if I do that, what I know is this. I can't do some fad diet. I can't do something where, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I have to make strict, healthy changes in my dieting and my eating, and I have to be active and I have to be working out on a regular basis. Now, if you watch my vlog, you know where this is going. So last week, I started talking about how I was going to get a new gym membership, because the gym membership that I have, I know people probably think, oh, this is crazy, but this is real stuff to me, And the gym membership that I have is it's such a struggle for me, to go into, because it's one of those very hey, how are you, meet and be seen, huge gyms. And whenever I go in there, I see 5 or 6 people that I know. And so I'm very self-conscious about working out, and I don't like to do it. I also wanted a gym that was open 24 hours. So the other day I had been looking at a couple gyms, and I just was like, I've had enough. I can't go on. I cannot go on like this. I have to make a change today. Today, I have to do it. And it was a day that I was really struggling. I was really feeling down. I just wasn't motivated. And so I just was like, screw it. And I went in this gym, and I talked to the guy, he was the owner, and it's Anytime Fitness, and not sponsored. And I sat down there and I talked to him, and he goes, what do you want? I said, I want a gym membership. And I said, I already have one. He goes, well, why don't you use it? And I go, because I'm lazy and I'm self-conscious and I want to go to a smaller gym. And so we started talking, and I'm like, you know what, and so one of the things is, whenever my husband and I sign up for a gym, they always give you a free personal trainer session, and I never do it. Well, I blow my money going to the casino, and I blow my money on fountain pops, and I blow my money on this, but I won't do, anything else. So I thought, okay, this time I'm going to do something different. When I got sober and I went into treatment the last time, which was my 5th time in treatment, what I realized was all of those things that I had done before hadn't worked, and I needed to do something different. If what you're doing, isn't working, try something different. So I was and that's the definition of insanity, trying the same thing or doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So this time when he was like, do you want the free personal trainer session? Let me set you up with this guy. I was like, yes. And then I even said to myself, because I asked him how much the sessions were, I was like, I'm doing this. So like I have that session this week. I'm real nervous about it. You know, I've started, eating healthier. I've been using MyFitnessPal. I've been tracking my food on MyFitnessPal now the last couple days. I've been talking about it on my vlog. I've been super motivated about it. And, I'm like, the more accountable I am to the more people about this, the better chance I have in turning my life around. Because it's not just about me being able to fit into a cute shirt. It's not just about me going out and not, having all this social awkwardness related to my body image. It's also because the body image is about me inside. That's not about the weight. It's about how I feel about my weight inside. It's also about, there were leaves crawling. There were leaves across the deck and I thought it was a squirrel. But, it's also about, me feeling better about myself. It's also about my physical health. I'm 46 years old, I have friends of mine that are having strokes or having heart attacks, and they're a lot healthier than I am. So it's time for me to make some changes in my life. And I'm so motivated this time. I don't know what it is. And, I was like, I come on here every day on this Peterisms channel and I, talk about, gratitude, and I talk about making changes in your life, and I talk about this, but this one area on my life over here, I'm really, I don't touch it. I don't do anything with it. And, it's easier for me just to, I've had to say no to going out to eat in the last couple days, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, it's a big deal. I've had to make wiser food choices. My husband's mother wanted me to come over and have dinner the other night, and I knew if I did, that I would eat too late and I would eat too much. And so I was like, no, give me a couple weeks to where I'm structured enough that I can go over there and I can, eat a little healthier, if that makes sense, or just eat in proportion or eat half of it or whatever. And so, the other thing is that I've been talking about this on my vlog for the last week. The comments that I have gotten are so overwhelmingly supportive and positive. I appreciate it so much. It means so much to me. That day before I walked into the gym, I literally felt on many different levels, and it's interesting that one change that you make in your life can perpetuate this chain of change, because I literally felt that day, I just can't go on. I'm lacking total motivation about anything, And I went into the gym and I walked out of there, and I even talked about this on the vlog, and I walked out of there and I was so motivated. I was like, oh my God, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And then it was like, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to start writing again, on a daily basis because I hadn't been, and I want to start uploading videos on a daily basis again because I hadn't been, And I got so motivated for things and just excited about life again, just excited about, the goodness that's out there. And so I just wanted to come on here and talk about this. I won't be talking about my weight loss on here probably on a very regular basis whatsoever. I am going to be talking about it on my vlog if you kind of like to watch the vlog. It's not going to be what my vlog is going to be about. I am going to be doing weigh-ins on there on Tuesdays. I'll be talking about my weight every Tuesday. So you can go over there and you can see if you want to just check out on Tuesdays, hey, has he lost or has he gained? So, I just wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk about how excited I was about that, and that anybody can do it. Anybody can do it, okay? It just takes putting one foot in front of the other. It takes being willing to do those things you haven't been willing to do in the past, okay? Like me walking into a gym. I literally sat outside the gym and I was so nervous because there were people walking around inside, and I was like, and I just got in my car. I was like, just do it, right? And then it was like the personal trainer thing. I was like, okay, they offer you a free session. At least just take the free session. Every session after that is pretty affordable, I was like, those things are available. I could go talk to a nutritionist. That's available. I have a counselor that I talk to. I'm going to talk to him about, all my food issues. I'm talking to my sponsor about my food issues. Taking all the resources that I have and educating myself and becoming, the best version of myself that I can be. And that's what I want, But any of us can do those things out there. Anybody can. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You can accomplish whatever you want your goal to be. And this is just the beginning of it for me. But I hope that this is something that down the road I'm really sticking with, and that I can come back on here and you can see, a much healthier version of myself where you're like, oh, Peter, I'm so proud of you, whatever. And then, because ultimately what it's about is me being proud of myself. Me being proud of myself and feeling good about myself inside and feeling healthy and being active, So, I want to live way into my 70s and 80s and still be going to music festivals dancing. That's what I want. The other thing I wanted to say is that I read the meditation from The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty today. And I was like, this is so apropos to what I'm feeling right now about the working out and the getting healthy and stuff. So I wanted to read it to you, okay? And it's from November 12th, and it's called Timing. Wait until the time is right. It is self-defeating to postpone or procrastinate. It is also self-defeating to act too soon, before the time is right. Sometimes we panic and take action out of fear. Sometimes we take untimely action for revenge or because we want to punish someone. We act or speak too soon as a way to control or force someone to action. Sometimes we take action too soon to relieve feelings of discomfort or anxiety about how a situation will turn out. An action taken too soon can be as ineffective as one taken too late. It can backfire and cause more problems than it solves, usually when we wait until the time is right. Sometimes only a matter of minutes or hours. The discomfort dissolves and we're empowered to accomplish what we need to do. In recovery, we are learning to be effective. What was that hair flip? Our answers will come. Our guidance will come. Pray, trust, wait, let go. We are being led. We are being guided. Today, I will let go of my need to control by waiting until the time is right. When the time is right, I will take action. It's so interesting reading that meditation this morning because I was like, the time is right. It's the time for me to do this. I feel good about it. I feel motivated about it. And I'm ready to go forward. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.